Welcome to the Curly Q&A Mondays with Melanie show. I am your host, Ken Nickels, and I'm here with Melanie Nickels. She is the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder of the Raw Curls brand of natural and organic curly hair products. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
I'm still recovering from the food coma.
Yeah, I ate more. I don't normally eat a ton of food, and it's just hard not to. It's hard not to. But anyway, so how are you, Melanie?
I'm good. I'm good. Crazy like usual, but I'm here and ready for curl questions.
Curl questions.
Curl counseling. And
yeah.
Did you notice my hair?
I
just rolled out of bed.
It looks like Melanie just rolled out of bed. You know, we always have surprises here, and today we're going to have a surprise. Let's just go through a couple of quick things, okay. Just so everybody knows, depending on where you're listening or watching this, every Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can watch this on Instagram Live on the at Raw Curls page. You can watch this live on the Curly Girls Support Group Facebook group. You can join that. That's a 57,000 member group of like-minded curly-haired individuals. And you can watch it tomorrow on video on our YouTube channel, where all the shows are archived, as well as the daily question of the days. That is the Raw Curls channel, and we're going to push those onto the Curly Q&A YouTube channel as well. You can watch us live tonight on Twitter at Raw Hair Organics. Periscope, and I think that's it. And for podcasts, they'll be archived tomorrow morning. If you subscribe to our Curly Hair Q&A Mondays with Melanie podcast, you will find it show up as an alert tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. So anyway, just wanted to touch on that. So, Melanie, it looks like you just rolled out of bed. What's the deal?
I did. Did you notice? Did you notice?
Did I notice? Are you going to show us something?
I am.
What are you going to show us?
I'm going to do a live demonstration today.
You are?
Yep.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do it later? What do you want to do?
Whenever. I don't know. Do you want me to do it now, or do you want me to do it later?
Let's go over a couple other quick things, and then you can do a refresh. That's a lot of the questions that we see, not only on our Instagram, but in our 4 or 5 or 6 whatever different curly hair groups that we have. A lot of people have problems refreshing their curls, and especially a lot of people who are new to the curly girl method, who aren't used to not washing every day. And the other thing that always seems to be a problem or an issue is when there's weather changes. And right now, if you're in 95% of the country, you've got weather changes. And that seems to be an issue. So Melanie's going to show us that. So anyway, before I forget, tonight, Cyber Mondays today, the Raw Hair Organics website, www.rawhairorganics.com. Cyber Monday sale ends tonight, midnight Pacific time, which would be 3 a.m. Eastern time. 25% off all RH Organic skincare, Rod's Grooming for Men, organic hair and skin and shave care. 15% off all Raw Curls and Raw Paws stuff. And you know what? Before I forget, something I should bring up. Look around on that site. There's a bunch of new kits that we put together. I think 13 or 14 kits that are like travel packs and starter kits and stuff for all our different brands, and they're really, really cool for Christmas gifts, and they're a real bargain. So
That's
anyway,
cool.
Anyway, everybody asks, so it's not like I'm being pushy for the sake of it. Although Raw Hair Organics is the sponsor of this whole deal. If it wasn't for Raw Hair Organics, none of this would be here.
That's right.
So they are a sponsor, and we should really address them.
That's right.
So go on there and buy their crap. Anyway,
hey, that's my crap.
Buy their curl crap. So, okay, so let's talk about refreshing. So Melanie decided she's going to show us her routine. A lot of people ask what her routine is. And
It's just because I didn't have time to do my hair today.
Oh, is that why?
Yes.
I literally just found out about this too. So
this is
let's do
literally
it.
how I sleep. So yeah, Doesn't it look pretty?
It does.
People always ask. So this is my modified pineapple because my hair is so long. So I actually, put it through a little ponytail holder. Sometimes, I pull these. I have these little ends in the back still. Sometimes I'll loop them around, or sometimes I just, if I'm, it depends on how tired I am, really. I mean, going to bed between 12 or 1 in the morning. Sometimes I pull those around and clip them, or sometimes I now just clip this so it doesn't flop around. But yeah, I literally woke up this way. I rollerbladed. I've run around. I've had the windows down. I've just been, doing my thing today. All my millions of chasings and meetings and everything else. So here I am.
What day curls is this?
Thank God I got dressed.
Yeah, what day curls is this?
This is second day. So yesterday I washed my hair. And then I put my hair up like this last night to sleep, and I haven't touched it
And
since.
you haven't. So.
I have my little curly I see there, my little short curly. Yeah.
So can we pretend that you're gonna go to the salon. You're gonna go to work at the salon today, and you just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Can you show us?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to take my headset off. I had to try to fit it over all my hair, but
that'll be fine, right, Rhett?
Yeah.
Rhett says fine.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
So yeah, and literally this is what I do to refresh. So.
Oh yeah, podcast. You guys aren't going to see this, but Melanie's going to talk her way through.
Right.
So
I'll talk my way through.
Yeah.
So I have just a little butterfly clip in the center of in the front of this bun here to describe it, and so I'm just going to take that all down, and then you can see I have my little loose ponytail holder. Oh, I have the sparkly one on today. I didn't even remember.
Is that anything special, or is that just a regular
no?
one like you
It's
buy
just
anywhere?
Yeah, it's just a loose ponytail holder. They're the stretchy material ones. Sometimes I wear the one that looks like a little phone cord. So here we go. I took my hair down, and it's loose now.
Let's take a step back. Do you sleep in a bonnet?
No.
What about your pillowcase?
I do the silk or satin pillowcase, either the pillowcase or a satin one.
Okay.
So now my hair is down. Some of the Raw Curls anti-frizz bottles, it comes out in a stream like this one. So I'm just spraying it into my hand, and I'm using a good amount.
But you can spray it direct on if you want.
If you have one that comes out as a mist, then you can spray it right onto the hair. But you wouldn't want to spray this if it's coming out like a single spray
like
shot. A stream. Then you don't want to spray it on the hair. So I'm going to spray that into my hand because that's the one that I have right now. And then I'm going to start just working that through my hair, running my fingers over it and my hands over and starting to reshape.
You started from the top and worked down.
Doesn't matter. You can start wherever you feel like it. There's no right answer to that. But so I'm going to use a bunch more. So I'm using enough that I can literally moisten that hair, and I'm running my hands over the curls. And I'm reshaping. I'm going to take a clump of them and just kind of retwist underneath because those are straighter on me. But then as you can see, I'm trying to look in my mirror, but my hair is kind of long. I'm just starting to reshape these curls. And any hair that's kind of fuzzy. And I just shake it out.
So you're running it through, forming the curls a little bit.
I am.
And then just kind of shaking them into place.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you expect your hair to look as good second day as it does first day? Or
mine usually does.
Yours usually does.
Yeah. So these front pieces on me are a little straighter, and because they were pulled up, so I'm going to address those and get those moistened. So I take the product and run it over those pieces, and then I'm just going to twirl mine because I need to add a little bit more curl to the left side. It gets a little straighter.
Yeah. Do you ever re-wet your hair to refresh on a second or third day?
I don't. If I have to re-wet my hair, then that's too much work. Then I'm going to wash it. So I literally, re-moisten these pieces, and I make sure to get those ends where they're kind of standing out.
So you're not taking a blow dryer on heat or no heat or whatever. You're not blow drying at all. You're not nothing. You're just taking it down and reshaping it.
Shaking it out, reshaping it, running the product through. That's it.
Do you ever have problems with the second or third day that your hair or scalp smells?
No, not
even with your rollerblading and stuff in the morning?
Right, no. So here's my other front little piece. That curl looks pretty good still. I'm still going to run some pieces or some anti-frizz over it just to calm down any little flyaways or grays that I have.
Grays? What grays?
Well, they're colored.
Right. No, that's what Melanie brought up as
what's that?
Yeah, you do not re-wet your hair.
I do not re-wet my hair. I just do this all on dry hair. So I just continue to spritz the product into the hair or into my hands and run it over my hair. I can't see because the mic is in the way.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you can't swing it out of the way. Yeah. Can you guys see that? I mean, I know a podcast you guys can't, but can you guys on video, can you see what she's doing? You guys need a better angle? Maybe do you need to get up? Rhett, are you hearing anything? Anybody saying anything about, can they see?
Now I have this weird little curl up here because it's a new growth coming in. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's unruly.
Yeah, that's a little unruly piece. So I'm gonna have a little chit chat with that one and put some anti-frizz on it and try to calm it down and tuck it in here. You know, and that's where pomade would come in if I need to use a little pomade to finish. So now I'm just gonna run a little bit more over the top of my head where that bun was to calm down those little flyaway pieces. But I think we're just about done here. It's taking me a little bit longer because I'm sitting and trying to look in a mirror and work around a microphone, but I think that's it.
And that's it. And you're good to go.
Could I go to work like this? Could I go out like this? Absolutely. Okay. You know, if I need to, then I would finish with a little bit. If I feel like there's more flyaways that I need to control, then I would use a little bit extra, you know, a dab of the pomade and shine serum, but I don't know.
On second or third day, yeah. You guys see? Yeah.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
That's my refresh.
For second and third day, are you okay if you get a little frizz?
Yeah.
Little halo?
Yeah. I am. You know, and like I say, I could add a little pomade. Sometimes I put in a headband or whatever, but you know, I'm not one of these, you know, I'm just not one that is obsessed about having one piece of frizz. You know, I'm just not. It doesn't bother me that much.
Or perfect.
Yeah, or absolutely
and
perfect.
that, you know, that's another thing is that I know you guys know I hang around in a lot of the curly hair groups, ours and other people's groups and whatever. And every once in a great while, I'll see somebody, you know, throw a comment out there about Melanie's hair, you know, that, oh, I'd never go there. Her hair doesn't look perfect. And I'm like, do you guys realize that she works 14 to 16 hours behind the chair? Yeah. Double booking every single day.
I don't know anyone else who works the hours that I do.
Right. I mean, I laugh every time I see it. I'm like, you know, if she's a stay-at-home mom without any kids doing nothing but taking care of the dog, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
a practitioner working in the salon. Double book. I don't even half the times pee or eat during the day.
Yeah. And Rhett, we've talked about filming more at the, we're going to do that in 2019, you guys. We're going to film more at the salon, little stuff where you can watch, you know, Melanie do her magic. And I know some of you guys saw the pictures. We made some changes at the salon where we can get, you know, where Melanie can do her thing and you guys can Rhett can get better camera angles and whatever. And you guys will actually get to see, you know, what real days look like there. Yeah. It ain't relaxing.
Nobody will make it through my day.
It ain't relaxing. It's no.
But I mean, you know, this looks great. I have no problem with my hair looking this way. And, you know, I mean, at my age, I have gray hairs, and you know, I mean, those. If I get a piece that's you know a little bit, I got them after I got married. But yeah. So I don't really obsess over that. Yeah. You know, I don't feel like my hair is totally frizzy and you know looking awful. You know, yeah, I'm working and I'm using a blow dryer on other people during the day. I'm bending over. So I'm contorting my body. Yeah. Sometimes I get my own hair stuck in a brush while I'm doing someone's hair. I mean, you know, whatever. But you know, I just don't. I'm not there to worry about how I look. I'm there to make other people feel beautiful and look great. So, you know, I mean,
as many as possible.
Yeah, in a day.
In a day. Every day.
As long as I can stand without passing out.
Right. Okay.
So there's my refresh. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, but
I hope you did.
It's as easy as that.
If you guys like that, it'll help. You know, smash up the likes for us. Give us some hearts. Let us know what you think. And you can leave it in the comment section too. maybe we'll do some more of this kind of stuff. We'll see. Hey, are you gonna wash tomorrow? Or will you go 3 days? You'll go 3.
Yeah.
You go 3. Okay. Okay. Let's get into some questions. Let's get into a couple. This is from Melissa Ciocio. For Diva Curl products, they say you should be using them and they work best on soaking wet hair. For Jessie Curl products, it's said that they are best for those who have healthy hair. For Raw Curls products, I am unsure and would like to ask what's the best way to use them, particularly the curly hair cleanser and conditioner. So 3-part question. They say she believes that she's heard that they say for Diva Curl products, you should use them and they work best on soaking wet hair. Melanie, you're a Diva Curl stylist, been through a million classes with them. What are your thoughts working with Diva Curl products? Best on wet, best on dry, doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, no, wet hair, definitely. Yeah, soaking wet hair.
Yeah. Jessie Curl products.
And the reason for that is because the hair needs that water, that hydration, and the products help to draw it in and seal it into the hair. Okay, good. So that's a yes, soaking wet hair. Make notes. Okay, second, Jessie Curl products. You could have asked, if you would have asked us Where's Jess?
4 weeks ago, you could have asked Jess. We had her on the show for about an hour and a half. We had her on for a long time. And we're going to bring her on next year. She said she's coming back. Maybe New Year's have cocktails. Yeah, she said she would. That's another thing. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to do New Year's Eve. What's a big surprise? I just blew it. Jessie Curl products, best for those who have healthy hair. Is that true? I don't know.
That's kind of an odd question.
Yeah, how do you even, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that there's products just for someone who has healthy hair. That sounds really weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're good for any kind of curly hair. Yeah. She's got a variety of products, so it's going to depend on, what you're going to use, what you're trying to achieve, what your curl type is like, just the same as any curly line. But to say that there's a product that's only supposed to be used on healthy hair, I haven't really heard of
or
that.
Works only best. Yeah, I don't. No. Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
No.
Raw Curls products, wet, dry. What's the best way to use them? Cleanser, conditioner. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and they're talking about the cleanser and conditioner. So wet hair.
Wet, yeah. How about styling products? Do you want to answer that right away or no?
Yeah. Well,
wet, dry, or doesn't matter?
Well, we always apply the products to soaking wet hair. So, but it's going to depend on what we're talking about here. So the initial application out of the shower is all going to be wet hair. And then as you saw, I just refreshed on dry hair. So, the days that you're not washing, it doesn't have to be on wet hair. You can refresh with Raw Curls Anti-Frizz. Some people use the spray gel, or even refresh with some of the mousse, or a little bit of a regular gel if you want to put a little more of that cast back into the hair. But this is the only thing that I do. The only additional product that I would use to my routine is to maybe take a little bit of the pomade and shine serum, but then that's all on dry hair, and that's for refreshing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hope that answers your question. Next one's from Samantha Stevens. Tonight she asked, Melanie, I've read conflicting info about high and low porosity. Can you give clarity to what porosity is and the characteristics of low and high porosity, and how to tweak our products or application to suit each porosity? I guess, let's just make that. And she thanks you for your time and sharing your expertise. So I guess probably the best way to sum this up is, do you want to give us a rundown about porosity in general, what it is, how you test for it, and how you choose your products?
Yeah, because that's a really lengthy question.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot involved there. So to try to simplify it, porosity is a couple of things. It is the condition of your hair, whether the cuticle is roughened and open or closed and smooth. Its ability to attract and hold moisture, which, the curly hair needs. So the difference is a high porosity hair is going to think of it as being more damaged and, dehydrated. And I think of it as like over-processed hair, And then, low porosity is going to be like healthy hair. The cuticle is sealed down. It's smooth. It's shiny.
Well, let me ask a question. So that being said, can people be born with high porosity hair?
Well, yes, because then you get into the different curl types, and like the type 4s are typically, high porosity because they're just that hair type, and yeah, so that is true.
Okay,
there is a difference. That's why we talk about fine hair, thick hair, and that's where the high porosity and low porosity all comes in. So yeah, some just types of hair are naturally drier and more rough and don't hold as much moisture, just from the get-go.
Okay.
So, and then testing for it, there's different ways that people are testing for it. I know it's out there in the curly world, this float test that's popular. So that's taking a few strands of hair and putting it in the water to see if it floats or sinks.
Like what, in a glass of water?
Yeah, in a glass of water. And so if it sinks, then it's high porosity. If it floats, it's low porosity. And there's some inaccuracies there, though. It's not just straightforward.
Doesn't seem to always be 100% straightforward, right. Yes or no.
Because here's the thing about porosity. You have different levels. If you want to get really detailed into it, you have different levels of porosity on one strand of hair. So typically the hair strand, the hair that's closest to the scalp is going to be healthier and a lower porosity. Then as you travel on down the strand of hair, like mine, you get out to the ends, is going to be a higher porosity on the ends of my hair because it's older, it's been through more, color and highlighting and whatnot. So that creates porosity. So, but I like the stretch test in testing porosity because you can, healthy hair typically stretches and then bounces back. And this is a simplified, and quick and easy test. And you can do it in different areas of the hair, closer to the scalp, mid-strand or on the ends. If you stretch it and it breaks, that means it's high porosity. There's, it's more damaged and fragile, and it's lacking more protein. Okay. And then low porosity, or hair that needs moisture and low porosity, you try to stretch and it doesn't do anything. It just, like a lot of gray hairs like that, it's really strong and it doesn't have any ability to stretch at all. And that hair really needs more moisture. So that's why it gets a little complicated. And, people are so afraid of protein, but, sometimes the hair needs a little bit of protein and moisture, not just moisture. But everyone's different and at different times and different situations. So it gets pretty involved with that.
Okay, good. That helps.
And then as far as products like I say, that I just kind of answered that. So
yeah, I was going to say, I don't.
Yeah, and you can get, Michelle Breyer did a really nice section on that in her curly book. What is it called? The Curl Revolution.
The Curl Revolution.
And it explains, she's
going to come talk to us about that in a couple weeks here.
And because we're going to take up a lot of time going into each, type of product, but it explains whether what kinds of oils are better for your hair, but just to make it very basic, hair that is low porosity is typically needing moisture, and then normal hair. Curly hair is moisture. It's really a balance, but then you get into the high porosity, and sometimes that hair needs a little bit of protein and moisture. Still a lot of moisture. It all needs moisture, but
okay. Okay, good. Hopefully that helps, Samantha. Let's do another one. Rebecca Collins would like to know, Melanie, is the term, quote unquote, is the term more is better actually true when it comes to curly hair products? I still seem to be having problems with frizz, especially at the back of my head. I've added leave-in Diva Curl Decadence to my routine, and my hair still isn't satisfied. May I have some more suggestions as to what to add to my routine? I'm using Strong Hold No Crunch Gel and the leave-in conditioner. More product better?
It varies from line to line, and I found with the Diva products, you do use a lot of product now, and
especially gels, right?
Everything. the no poo, the one condition, everything, the gels. You really use a lot of products. So we always kind of school people that, and when they're trying to factor the costs of products, because it varies from line to line. And yeah, some product line might be cheaper up front, but you use so much more of it that you go through it a lot quicker and it balances out. And I found that
goes back to the topic we've talked about a million times about ingredients matter. No matter what the brand is. I mean, they just do.
Yeah, exactly. And I find that a lot when people are changing, if they're going from using like a Diva Curl product to the Raw Curls. I do have to educate them on not using as much product with our brand of Raw Curls because it's very concentrated and you just don't need to use as much. So it's going to vary from line to line. But in general,
is it? Yeah. Then is it? So if that's the case, is it really a trial and error more than anything?
It is.
Each individual person's hair.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I was just going to say, every individual, and depending on your curl type, is going to determine, how much product you use. If you have long hair like mine, you're going to use more than someone with short hair. If you have hair like that's a type, 3C getting into the 4s, you're probably using a lot more product because, again, it needs more moisture and it's absorbing more. So, you tend to use more of the oils and the conditioners and things like that. Maybe not as much of the gel. So it just varies from hair type to hair type. But curly hair in general needs a lot of products. That's easy. We can just say it like that because, in order to make the curls look good, we use a variety of products, not a lot, necessarily a lot of the amount you're putting in the hair, but a good variety of products. You're not, it's typically not just wash and go hair, and I've had people ask about that or want that, saying they don't want to use any products or not a lot of products. And I can't really help them because, it's hard to make the hair look good if you're not going to be willing to use products.
Right. Okay. I've got a stylist question. Melanie, what kind of shears or brand of shears do you use for cutting curly hair and how much do they cost?
Oh, this is from a stylist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, again, it depends on...
You've got a whole bunch of them, don't you?
Yeah, I used only one pair of shears for like half of my career. And
those
then,
ones from beauty school, right?
Yeah.
I remember those.
They were nice. I think I had those, and then my next ones I think I invested in were Rusk shears. But now I've invested in, several different ones just more for fun. I don't find that it's absolutely necessary. You don't have to have a million shears. I'm sorry, you just don't. But if you choose to, they're available and it can be fun, because there's all kinds of different ones now for, different uses. So they're asking for cutting curly hair?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I use two different shears when I cut curly hair. I have to think about this. So when I do my dry cutting, the two shears that I use are either my shark fin or my Carg wide curved shears.
Okay. How much money you got tied up in both those pairs?
Over $1,000.
Over $1,000.
Yeah, I think probably close to 1,500.
Probably 1,500 just in the shears.
15, 16.
Okay, 1,600 just in the shears. Boy, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Oh,
I guess that's tool. Well, that's tools.
Yeah,
my dad was spent 38 years as a machinist. Yeah, he had $25,000 or $30,000 in tools when he died.
Let me think about that because I got the Carg one. I love my Carg shears, by the way. I have a couple pair of Cargs and I love them. But that was something new that I just switched over to. And honestly, okay, so I'm going to back up because you got me thinking about this. Before that, because I just got my Carg shears like a year and a half ago. Yeah, because it wasn't in this last show in June in Orlando. It was the year before that that I invested in my the shears, and I love them so much. And you know, the girls actually ended up investing after I got them, and we all love them. He makes a great shear, and he's reasonable. So I got a special.
Should I tell my story, or would that be inappropriate? My Karg story.
I don't remember your Karg story, but hold on.
Okay.
So, but I got them on special, so I have to, you know, I did not spend that much money because Julie and I went in on that deal, and so we got a deal, and I think we got them for like $400, and then my other ones.
Because you bought 3 pair together.
Yeah, and then my shark fins were, I think they were like $600-700, and I love those too. Those are awesome shears. Those are what I use on everything else. But what I was going to say before I invested in those Karg shears, I used, this is funny, they're in my purse, actually. You know what? I'll grab them.
Oh, you'll go grab them?
Yeah.
Okay, while Melanie goes and grabs those shears for those of you watching so you get to see it, I'll tell you my Karg story. So we were at a big hair show, like a big major trade show, industry show. And Melanie had said that she had bought these, and she said, go walk over by the Karg booth. And so the next day I went over there because I wanted to see, because I had never seen their booth and I didn't know what they do. And I went over there and I snapped a picture, and this is a warning for you curly girls, because I see a lot of girls with curly hair who get really excited when somebody contacts them and says, hey, I've been invited by a hairstylist to get my curls cut at a hair show. You got to be really careful, because I went over to the Karg booth and they had a model on there with curly hair getting her hair done. Remember that?
Don't tell that story, because I love Michael Karg. No,
it wasn't him. It wasn't him. They had somebody on stage.
No, he's awesome. I love him. He's great. Yeah, no, I love his work. I love his classes. They're excellent.
That happens more often at a hair show than you.
Well, it's probably just because
they don't know what to expect.
She probably didn't want her hair cut, and then she volunteered to be a model, and they cut like more than a centimeter, and she's crying.
Yeah, I mean, that happens.
That happens. It doesn't mean it was a bad haircut. So actually,
no, and I'm not saying it was. It's fine, because I've seen it. I always watch for that now when I see models go up on us. Especially on the big stages when they're doing the crazy stuff.
Well, put it this way. I would never be a model at a hair show. Unless you know the person. Sorry, Jess, I should say. But unless you know the person that's cutting your hair and you trust them, because they do crazy stuff. I'm not one of those. I do nice things on stage and I only make people's hair look better. But, you know, some of these hairstylists are artists, and they're just doing, you know, more fun, crazy things. And, you know, you have to be aware of that, who you're letting to do your hair, because you don't really get a say when you're now, like when we do hair in our booth, you know, and we're doing nice haircuts. We're doing, you know, good stuff for people. So, you know, we have models that will volunteer to come back.
Right.
Because they're so happy.
Yeah.
I just remembered I carry these around in my purse. And
are those your backups or something?
No. So these are the shears that I used for cutting curly hair since 2007 up until, you know, whatever it was, a year and a half ago that I just said I got my Karg shears. And these are razor line. Honest to God, these were free. These were my little freebie throw-ins.
I remember that now.
I bought a razor. That's why they say razor line.
Right.
And they're tiny because I have tiny little hands. I have like little kid hands. And I just love them. And I keep them super sharp.
No, get out of here. Careful. Stop.
Are you threatening me?
I'm a bleeder.
Oh. So let me cut those eyebrows.
What?
Actually, you need a little trim.
Maybe you should have a talk with my stylist.
Let me see. See, like this hair needs to be cut. It's a little bit long. But anyway, yeah, so these were free. I just keep them super, super sharp. And these are what I use for cutting the curly hair because they're easy for me to hang on to and maneuver. And they glide through the hair really nicely without, you know, causing it. Without dragging. Yeah. You have to have really sharp shears. That's what I just had this discussion with one of my stylists, Julie, because I walk past, you know, after their training, then they you know, are able to do curly cutting, but I'm still overseeing them and kind of keeping an eye on things and making sure that they are doing it properly. And, but it's been a long time now. So, but I was walking past her one day when she was doing a curly cut, and I was just spying to check in and see how her sculpting was. And this is what we do on the wet hair that, helps to sculpt the curls. And you need really, really sharp shears. And I had to stop and correct her because I said, you're cutting, you're cutting at the hair, and it's not about cutting it. It's supposed to be sculpting and gliding through the hair easily, just taking out a little piece. And she, we kind of had a conversation back and forth, and she said, I'm not. And I said, you are. I'm watching you. We got to change that. So I said, here, let me show you. And I grabbed her shears and I went to show her on the hair, and it grabbed, it just stopped literally. Like I couldn't even get that movement to sculpt out a piece.
Is that dull? Is that
it
what that
was
is?
Because her shears are way too dull, and they just were not the right kind for that. So she's now going to invest in the Karg shears as well. They have to be sharp. You cannot be, dragging through the hair and pulling it, because that's going to, that's more like slide cutting, and that is not.
That doesn't work.
What we do. That is not. That's not going to work. But anyway, so these are my little freebies.
Yeah, they're about 4 inches if you're on podcast. Just so you got an idea. That's what they look like. Size of her little hands. Rhett, do we have time for one more question? We got time?
Yeah, ask some questions quickly.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do one more. Jennifer Kimbrough. Melanie, my stylist usually does a gloss treatment on my curly hair to color it rather than a traditional dye job. I can't really find much info about whether this would do a lot of damage to my curl progress or not. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's safe. It's a gloss is usually a glaze, which is a semi-permanent, temporary color type of thing, so it's non-ammonia, it's deposit only, and it's conditioning. And the only thing is, depending on the brand, just, it could have some silicone in there. I've seen some, silicone in colors before, but typically that's a really safe hair color.
So ask the stylist about silicones?
Yeah.
Do they even know?
Yeah. I mean, they're not even going to they're probably not going to know too much or care a whole lot about that. It's the color that they use. But
so
glosses,
in general, safe.
Yeah. Glosses, glazes, toners, all the same thing, safe.
Okay, good. Wonderful.
Thank you to Evelyn Sevilla. She sent me some beautiful pictures and said it was just such a nice message she sent me tonight. So she's one of our group members and one of our fans, and it was so nice. She said, have I told you lately how much I love you? And her pictures looked amazing. Her curls looked amazing. And it was just such a nice little message from her. So thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I never get those.
Well.
I get yelled at a lot. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. Okay, all right, thanks. Again, Cyber Monday. If you want to go take a look at rawhairorganics.com, Raw Curls and RH Organics and a bunch of other stuff on special until midnight Pacific time tonight. If you're going to listen to this on podcast tomorrow, it'll be over. Sorry. And anything else? Should we just wrap it up? Are we done?
I think we're done.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up. Okay, wonderful. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next week, Monday, 7:30 Eastern time. Have your questions ready.